All right, so kind of dealing with an issue here. This is where it drops in neutral. So I'll go ahead and pull this off. And put the tab on. I can do this with one hand. Find the nut, put it on here real quick. Okay. I'm not gonna torque it down yet. Just want it on there, tighten up to where it stays on the slot. That's reverse. That's as far back as I can go. Now there may be some bind on the vehicle. I probably should undo the drive shaft because it may be that it just won't go into the park. But if this is reverse, that's neutral, that's where it was. That'd be drive, and 3, 2, 1. And it barely gets into 1, so that may be part of that problem I'm having. But I'm just trying to figure out, because even the brackets are right with how this goes. If it goes upside down like this. Here, I'm going to move this phone. The brackets don't line up. It can almost line up here, but then you're actually not hitting it right there. If you can hit this bolt right here, and same with this, I can hit it right here if I move it forward, and then it doesn't hit all the way right there. I can't go much further forward. And if I go on the back, I don't know what that's going to do to my cable. I don't even think that works in the back either. So none of the bolt holes line up anyways, so I don't really know how to do that. So, and that's regardless of what position this is in. So I need to figure this out, because I think that this here is neutral, according to the way this piece here is, to make sure it's set. That's neutral. That's how I first put it on, and I tried to lock it down on each end. And that's where it was at, with the tabs line up with that bracket that's on here. That should be correct. But for some reason, I can't get into park, and it may be just, like I said, the drive shaft's bound up. So my other option is my shifter. It's a Pro Gate. It park is with this all the way in, and drive 1 is all the way extended out. So that would be correct with the bracket. I just got to make sure I actually am on the right spot for the park, I guess is what I'm saying. And it depends on how I put the bracket on. So anyways, I'm just kind of struggling with this. There's reverse. If neutral was correct, that's reverse. So maybe I need to undo the drive shaft and see if I can do this. I did see in the directions that what happens is they don't expect you to do park and low 1 on this 4-speed. So I don't know. They said as long as it's neutral and the rest of them seem like they're right, you know, set the shifter to those. Here, let me pause this and go back up top. Just give me a second here. Okay, so here's where I'm at with this stuff here. Excuse the mess. Got my transmission lines hooked up per the way they're supposed to be. The inlet to the transmission is in the bottom. The discharge is to the top, and that goes to the back of the transmission. So when you watch this, that's reverse, that's neutral, drive, 3, 2, 1. And I can go all the way through the ranges. And I went to this style so I didn't have to deal with the pull switch. And I'm probably going to raise it up. I've got the stand, and it's wobbling right now because I have the floor bolted down, but it'll be reinforced so it won't move. But anyways, I'm trying to figure the shifter out. And this is a rear shifter. The cable's coming up the rear, not the front, which that bracket had a R, a C, and a F on it. So the rear was towards that way. But like I said, the bolt holes don't line up. So I tried to call B&M, and you know, of course, no answer. I think today's 4th of July, so we're kind of dealing with that. the other things I've done is I went ahead and dropped the distributor. This isn't the one I'm going to use. I will use the distributor, but not the cap. I have everything kind of all ready, but that is set for number 1. And I just dropped it so I can rotate. And I got all the bolts and the spacers on my flex plate torque converter. So I'm just kind of buttoning things up. I don't have the carburetor tapped down yet. I got the oil fill for this. Transmission is empty right now. The torque converter has fluid in it. And let me see what else I got. Hold on just a second. Okay. Got the belts on, got the brackets on, everything's kind of ready to go. I still need to do the intake or the exhaust manifold on that side to get this bracket from here tightened up. You can see that bracket's got a hole still in it. But everything's good, ready to go. I'm using the electric fan, as you can see. But that's what that is. So, just trying to figure out this shifter business, and hopefully there's a simple solution. I would imagine if I kind of rock the vehicle forward a little because I am on a hill and I did do the drive shaft and all that, it may be in a bind right now. And it may be if I just move it forward just a couple inches or something, maybe it would get off that gear. That's kind of why they say when you park on a hill, you should use your parking brake, because if you just put it in park and then you let off the brake, you know, your foot brake, and the vehicle leans forward, you can hear that loud clunk when you try to take it out of park. And sometimes that happens. And I think when I put the drive shaft in and did everything on here, I probably didn't, I don't know. What I could do is raise the rear end of the vehicle up. That might be easier to do than to actually use, take off the drive shaft. If I raise the rear of the vehicle up, I can move the wheels enough to where I can see if I can find park. I just need to make sure that I have park. That's the main thing. Park and neutral are the two most important parts on this part that I'm doing here. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully I'm just about there. I re-primed everything, with the lube before I put this distributor. I just want to drop it in so I know it's in the right spot. From here on, I can rotate stuff and do whatever I need to. The timing is going to be pretty set. The next step after I get the transmission stuff figured out is the carburetor. I got to finish mounting it up and get my throttle brackets all done, because part of the throttle brackets will be the throttle position sensor that'll have to go on that side. And so that's where I start getting into the computer controller for these this 4L80E. Got the starter in. I got to cut these off. Yep, starter's in, starter's wired. Everything's good to go on that. I didn't have to shim it. They said to use an 1/8 inch, a drill bit or something to check your gear lash to make sure that it's not going to be too tight and your starter will get stuck in there. And so I was able to get that fixed. And my fuel pump that I bent the inlet tube on, I was able to bend it back out, and I bought some more fuel hose. I'm going to run it straight from the fuel line. The steel fuel line, I'll run that in the strainer filter through there, and then I'll run it in. I'm going to clean that up. I got to change that filter inside there. But that's where I'm at. That's the latest and greatest. Hopefully I get the shifter thing figured out. Today's 4th of July, so no one's open to talk to. I don't know anyone that's used this type of ProGate shifter. And I'm pretty sure that my issue is as long as I have neutral, then I should be able to start the vehicle. And when the transmission starts spinning, I'll be able to find that gear easier than, trying to clunk it around while it's dead on the driveway. So I think once the transmission, once I'm in neutral, I can go to either gear, and then hopefully everything's correct. The other side is I could lift up the back end and block it up. That way when I start it, if it is in drive or in gear or something, at least I'll know my wheels are spinning, and I can hurry and turn it off, and then I'll see if I can find that neutral. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.